Ready to open the hood? UseTool for the tutorials.
And for car parts, the right idea is the Mr. Auto app. Easy, fast, and with better prices than on the website.
You will find the bulk control arms used in the video exclusively on the Mr. Auto website and through the link in the description. Turn your engine off and pull up the handbrake. Loosen the stud bolts on the front wheels. You must remove the wheels in order to change the control arms on your vehicle. This will give you full access to the suspension system. Lift the front of the vehicle. Place the vehicle on the axle stands. We strongly suggest watching the tutorial, raising your vehicle safely before carrying out this step. Don't forget to slide the wheels under the vehicle. In order to remove the suspension control arm, you have to disassemble the half cradle of the vehicle. To do this, start by removing the front mud guards to be able to access the holding screws on the half cradle. Using a Phillips screwdriver, unscrew the two lower wheel well-fixing screws on each side. Remove the front mudguard retaining clips on both sides with a fork, then remove the mudguards. Using the ratchet, an extension, and a 13mm socket, unscrew the bolt that connects the engine bed to the half cradle on each side. Then, using a socket wrench and an 18mm socket, unscrew the last two holding screws on the cradle. Then move it aside slightly. Place an axle stand underneath and put down the half-engine bed to prevent it from falling. Once you've lowered the half-engine bed by just a few centimeters, you can access to the first suspension control arm retaining screw, as the components to be removed are very often seized up. Don't hesitate to brush and to use penetrating oil to facilitate the operation. Using two socket wrenches and two 14mm sockets, unscrew the suspension ball joint retaining screw. Then, remove the screw. You can use a pin punch and a hammer to remove it. Suspension ball joints are often very difficult to remove from their pivots. For this operation, we use the Class OM 9272 tool, which makes it easier to release the grip of the stub axle on the ball joint and to remove the suspension ball joint. Using a crowbar, lever all of the control arm from the steering knuckle. Using an 18mm offset wrench to fix the lug nut on the second fastening and unscrew the screw using a socket wrench and an E16 socket. Pry out the screw with a flat head screwdriver. Using a socket wrench and an 18mm socket and an 18mm offset wrench, unscrew the last holding screw on the control arm. You can now remove the control arms by prying it off with a large screwdriver or crowbar.
Okay, guys, if we can share this video with you and help you save a lot of money, is also thanks to our partner, Mr. Auto. So, if you want to support us and buy the part for this operation, visit their website. Okay, back to work.
Start by brushing, then greasing the location of the control arm to facilitate its installation. During this operation, you will be working on the front axle of your car. so it is advisable to perform a parallelism afterwards. You will find the bulk parts and products used in the video on the Mr. Auto site and in the link in the description. Take the new control arm. Put the new control arm in place. Start by inserting the back part and sliding it into its housing. Put the rear silent block screw back in place. Then put the front part of the control arm back in place. It may be necessary to lever it in so that it goes in properly. Put the front silent block screw back in place. You can use a plastic mallet to make it easier to insert. Replace the control arm ball joint in the steering knuckle. Remove the tool from the suspension ball joint. Then screw the front retaining screw back in. Screw the rear retaining screw of the control arm back on. Finish tightening of the rear silent block using the torque wrench. Put the screw for the suspension ball joint in place. Finish off the tightening with a torque wrench. To avoid damaging the front silent block, you need to tighten the retaining screw in the vehicle on the ground position. So lift the control arm with the jack. Finish off the tightening with a torque wrench. Remove the jack. You can now put the half cradle back in place and screw it in. Finish off the tightening with a torque wrench. Put the mudguard back in. Reinstall the 4 rivets. Then screw both screws back on. Then you will be able to put the wheels back on your vehicle, put your car back on the ground and block the wheels securely. Operation completed.
Hi, it's Theo from UseTool. I hope this video has helped you a lot in your car maintenance. We would be super grateful if you could spread the word so that we can produce even more tutorials. Simply give us a like, a comment, and hit that subscribe button. It really helps us boost the channel and help the whole community. Thanks a lot and have a great one.